PR Connections Radio presents
Welcome to the Sports Angle on PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media here in the sports entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm your host, Ian Rickelli. Go to our website, sportsangle.com. Check out all the content we have on there. We wrote an article recently discussing MLB, talking about the Texas Rangers and if they are a championship contender. So you definitely should check that out on sportsangle.com. So we did articles on there. We talk baseball, basketball, hockey, racing, whatever sport we want to talk about. We write articles about it weekly on sportsangle.com. Check those out. Also, for all audio listeners, iHeartRadio and Spotify and all platforms we share the show to, don't forget to like, share, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any episode of the Sports Angle on PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media. And also, for all the people who are not able to watch the show live on YouTube, Facebook, or other platforms we upload the show to, we have the video links submitted to our website, thesportsangle.com. So if you want to watch our shows and you want to help support the content, then go to sportsangle.com and go to the video section, and we have all of our latest uploads on there. Now, on this upcoming episode of the Sports Angle on PR Connections Radio, there was the report that the Oakland Athletics are indeed moving to Las Vegas. And I wanted to get my take on it because there's really three ways to look at it. There is the way to look at it from an MLB perspective. There is a way to look at it from a fan perspective. And then there's a way to look at it from a city perspective. Now, the first way you're going to look at it is what does the MLB think about it? What motive, what agenda does MLB have towards the Oakland A's moving to Las Vegas? What benefit does the MLB have on this? And they benefit massively from Las Vegas getting a baseball team. And more importantly, you don't have to just speculate that MLB wants the Oakland A's to move to Las Vegas. You don't have to speculate. You don't have to read between the lines. Just go ask MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred how he feels about the Oakland A's moving to Las Vegas. Because he'll gladly tell you how he feels about the Oakland A's moving to Las Vegas. How he talked about how the reverse boycott that the Oakland A's fans did a while ago was a nice try, but it did not move the needle in terms of the decade of inaction that the city of Oakland has had when it comes to the Oakland Athletics. The way Rob Manfred talked about the reverse boycott, you assume that he desperately wants the A's to move to Las Vegas, and most definitely he does. Because Rob Manfred, you got to remember what he's there. Why is the MLB commissioner there in the first place? Well, he is there on behalf of the owners. He is there on behalf of the 30 MLB owners who pay him and have him be part of their committee. He is the guy that's supposed to keep the MLB in check. But more importantly, he has to answer to MLB owners. And there is no secret that Rob Manfred has been trying to help John Fisher orchestrate this deal. He has gone to Las Vegas. He has made multiple trips here to Las Vegas. He has done meetings in Las Vegas. He has been on a hands-on approach about the Oakland A's moving here to Las Vegas. He has been here multiple times. And the way the MLB commissioner talks about this team, it is very obvious what he wants for the long-term future. And what does he want? He wants the Oakland A's to move to Las Vegas. So when you ask, what does the MLB want in this situation? Well, their MLB commissioner gave it away pretty easily. The MLB wants the Oakland A's to move to Las Vegas. But when is it going to happen? When is the soonest possibility you could see the Oakland A's moving to Las Vegas. You don't have to speculate about that either. The Oco Coliseum, their contract expires after the 2024 season. So if the MLB forces it and or demands it, the Las Vegas Athletics can become a reality as soon as the 2025 MLB season, despite the ballpark not being made until 2027, possibly 2028. Well, Ian, how is that going to happen? If the Oco Coliseum contract expires after 2024, if their lease is up, how are the Oakland A's going to move to Las Vegas? What's the possibility here? Now, there has been speculation about them moving to another city for 2 years while the ballpark's being built. There's been talk about them going to a different part of Nevada and playing there while the ballpark is being built. But I'm going to give you a simple solution here on the Sports Angle on PR Connections Radio. In fact, I'm going to give you a very simple and obvious solution to the Las Vegas ballpark dilemma here when it comes to the Oakland Athletics. The Las Vegas Aviators are the AAA affiliate of the Oakland Athletics. The Las Vegas Aviators have a really good ballpark, ironically titled Las Vegas Ballpark. Now, it seats about 11,000 people. That's clearly not enough for a MLB team. But if you look at the layout of Las Vegas Ballpark, they have an outfield that has some additional seating that could be given up. In fact, if you take the pool in center field, if you take the grassy knoll in right center field, and you remove that and add seating to it, you can make an argument that 15,000 seats is enough for a MLB ballpark. So here's what I recommend on, when is Oakland moving to Las Vegas? If it has to be in 2025, if the Oakland Coliseum cannot renew a short-term deal, or if they cannot get a deal arranged in time for that ballpark in 2027 to be built right behind me, what you do is you get the Howard Hughes Corporation. You get a deal, you finalize a deal, you shake hands, you sign the contracts, you get everything in writing. But you take the Las Vegas ballpark, you make some slight modifications to the seating arrangements, but you have a 15,000 seat ballpark in downtown Summerlin, and that's what you use for the 2 years while this ballpark's being made behind me. Makes a lot of sense, right? Like, when are you going to get that opportunity now to have a state-of-the-art minor league ballpark be used as a MLB ballpark for a couple of seasons? You don't see it that often. The only notable exception was during COVID when the Toronto Blue Jays had to use the Coca-Cola ballpark in Buffalo for 2 years. So when it comes to MLB, I actually think it's a good idea to take the Las Vegas ballpark and have that be used for 2025 and 2026 while this ballpark's being constructed. All right, so the what question, that's been dealt with, all right? What is MLB wanting out of this? Well, it's very simple. MLB wants Oakland to come here. When's it going to happen, you say? It's going to happen around 2025 because the Oakland Coliseum's lease is up in 2024. So that's when it's going to happen. Now, a question that has actually been a question mark is, where is this ballpark going to be? Because originally, this ballpark was going to be on a different property than what it has been rendered. Originally, the ballpark was going to be in a triangle shape where it was going to be around T-Mobile Arena and it was going to be around Allegiant Stadium. That was the original proposed site. There was a lot of acres of land near a former hotel site that was going to be used for the Oakland A's ballpark. But the one you see behind me with the MGM Grand and with the skyline that would look beautiful at night at a 7:05 p.m. game, that amazing skyline behind me, if you see it. This is where the Tropicana is. So if you look at a current map of the Strip, or if you have been to the Strip, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The Tropicana is on a certain section of the Strip. And the Tropicana is actually the property that Bally's was purchasing in order to strip it apart, tear it down, and rebuild it as a ballpark. Now, this ballpark's going to be state-of-the-art. Not only is it going to be a retractable roof, but it's also going to be 35,000-seat ballpark. It is going to be $1.5 billion is what the construction price is going to be. $1.1 billion is going to come from the Oakland A's. $380 million is going to be in public funding. Now, I want you to ask yourself this question. Do you think it is possible that this ballpark is going to go exactly as planned? Do you believe that this ballpark in Las Vegas, there is going to be everything that in this rendering is going to be the finalized product? The answer is absolutely not. Not everything in this rendering is going to be the finalized product. There's going to be changes made. The dimensions in the outfield are probably going to be messed with a little bit. That grassy knoll you see in center field, that might have some modifications to it. The billboard in right field, I have a feeling that might be modified just a tad. And you also see the retractable roof. Well, unless it's a fully closed roof, I doubt people are going to want to play summer ball here in Las Vegas. I don't know about you, but I think a fully retractable roof, a dome at 115 degrees, that sounds a lot better than a half retractable roof where people in the outfield are getting burnt to death and the people in infield are in the shade and sunny, and they get their umbrellas, and they got their drinks, and they got all that stuff. The beach balls being passed around in the stands. So the infield would be nice and dry, but the outfield would be scorched. So hopefully on this rendering we're looking at, hopefully the retractable roof goes all the way. Because I feel bad for the left fielder, center fielder, and right fielder. And I would feel bad for all the fans sitting out in the outfield, because they would have to put on a lot of suntan lotion. They would have to make sure that they would not be sunburnt from head to toe, because you would be right in the direction of the sun. So, as we are talking about the Oakland A's moving to Las Vegas here on the Sports Angle on PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media. I'm your host, Ian Rakelli. So we're addressing the Oakland A's moving to Las Vegas. Now, who is moving here? Now, it's always hard to speculate who on the roster is going to be here in 2 years. It's very hard and really difficult to talk about, all right, who are going to be the players? Who are going to be the main guys that are going to be on this Oakland A's team when they become the Las Vegas A's in 2025? But since this is your host, Ian Rakelli, and this is what I love to talk about for a living, let me take a crack at it. Right now, the Oakland A's have a young up-and-coming catcher in Shea Langeliers. And he, at 24 years old, was their number one prospect in Oakland last year, played for the Las Vegas Aviators in 2022. And he's done pretty well in his rookie campaign in Oakland. Now, I will say that Shea Langeliers is definitely going to be a bright spot in Oakland. Hopefully, he gets kept here in Las Vegas by the time this team comes in 2025. He is one heck of a talent. Same with their first baseman in Ryan Noda. Ryan Noda, 27 years old. He is somebody they acquired on waivers. You know, he was a low-risk, high-reward type of guy. He already has 8 home runs on the year. And he is developing a really good resume when it comes to the Oakland A's. I like what I see out of him. They have a 2-man punch at shortstop. You have Kevin Smith, 24 years old, and you have Nick Allen, who's 23 years old. Now, it would be okay if they flipped one of them. My personal preference, Kevin Smith, due to his defensive capabilities, what he's able to do at the plate. I think Kevin Smith at 24 years old, he is a really good talent for the Las Vegas A's in 2025 if he stays on the team. I think he'd be a good guy to have. In center field, you have Estoy Ruiz, this speedy center fielder. I mean, this is a guy who has 39 stolen bases and 37 RBIs for the Oakland A's. I mean, this guy is an incredible talent. Now, I did hear that he is on the trade block for Oakland this year, so it's questionable to see if he does play this year, and then he plays for the long-term future. But if I'm the Oakland A's, I would kind of build alongside him. He's one of the best players you have on the team. Brent Rucker, he is the designated hitter. They acquired him from the Milwaukee Brewers. Once again, this offseason, a low-risk, high-reward type of player. And he has done phenomenal. In fact, he is hitting stellar numbers for the 20-win Oakland A's right now. And the last player I have to mention is a guy they recently called up, and that was Connor Capel, who played for Las Vegas, just recently got recalled, only 23 years old. He has some good upside for the Oakland A's. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. And if he comes here to Las Vegas, he could be a good part of that outfield long term. Now, for the players I didn't mention. All right, for the players that I did not mention, like a Seth Brown, that's because I'm not 100% sure if they are going to stay long term. Okay, I do not know if JJ Bleday, who is a young 25-year-old left fielder, based off of his talent and his potential, I would love for him to be in Oakland, but there is no guarantees if by 2025 he is going to be here in Las Vegas and he is going to be a part of the Las Vegas A's roster. So, as we're talking about the Oakland A's moving to Las Vegas, I talked about what MLB wants. I mentioned when it's going to happen in 2025. I talked about where the site is going to be held at. And now I mentioned a few players that the Oakland A's could bring to Las Vegas. And one last part I have to mention, because this is very vital. This is a very vital part of the Oakland A's, and not a lot of people mention it. The Oakland A's have a good up-and-coming farm system that will be taken advantage of when they move to Las Vegas. Tyler Soderstrom is this first baseman here in Las Vegas. This guy, only 21 years of age, he is an outstanding player for the Oakland A's. He's their top prospect right now, and I've gotten to see him play in Las Vegas. He has a good bat. He is a very good defensive player, and he is someone that could definitely come in and add an extra bat to Las Vegas. So Tyler Soderstrom would definitely be a good up-and-coming player, and that is in the farm system. He's not even in Oakland yet. He is still in Las Vegas. Mason Miller is a bright spot of their starting rotation. Mason Miller, 24 years old, the number 2 prospect in the Oakland A's system, and he has split time between Las Vegas and Oakland. He has done a well job when it comes to what Oakland's trying to do. Now, another player I also have to mention is Zach Gelof, because this is a guy who, once again, 23 years old, second base. He is someone that could eventually replace Tony Kemp, who is a veteran in Oakland. And I'm just mentioning a few prospects that Vegas has right now who have potential to be good in Oakland and then eventually Las Vegas down the line. So I've mentioned almost every part of Oakland moving to Las Vegas, except for one. There is one aspect I have not mentioned yet, and I saved it towards the bottom of this show. Why? Why is the Oakland Athletics moving to Las Vegas? Why is this happening? Why is it that such a passionate fan base in Oakland is getting their heart ripped out and their team is moving to Las Vegas? Now, before people in Oakland start to hate me, and especially I have a good friend of mine who is a diehard Oakland Athletics fan, let me give you a little bit of sympathy real quick and say that it's not your fault. I'm not blaming you. And more importantly, I feel bad for you. I genuinely feel bad for people in Oakland. I feel bad for all of the diehard fans in Oakland who have to put up with this. But the simple question on why the Oakland A's are moving to Las Vegas, the city of Oakland, the city council in Oakland have balked and balked and balked this entire time. The city of Oakland was sitting on their thumbs just waiting and being patient because they always knew Oakland was going to stay. This ballpark in Oco should have been replaced in 2002. It is 2023 and we're still using that same ballpark today. This is a near 60-year-old ballpark that has problems with possums being put in the opposing team's announcer box. This is a Oakland Coliseum that deals with animal infestations around the ballpark every year. This is a Oakland Coliseum that the amenities are terrible. The ballpark facilities are one of the worst or second worst in all of baseball. And this is a Oakland Coliseum that really does not look good from the air. Like, if you see an aerial shot of Oakland Coliseum, it is not pretty. It is not nice at all. The age has shown very much. So why Oakland's moving to Las Vegas is very simple. The Oakland A's are moving to Las Vegas because they're playing in a 60-year-old ballpark and they have a city who didn't want to replace it. They have an aging ballpark that needed to be retired and blown up about a decade ago. The reason why Oakland is coming here is because Las Vegas is willing to pay for a ballpark. Because the city of Oakland was not willing to do so, so Las Vegas is willing to fork the bill. So why is the Oakland A's moving to Las Vegas? Blame the city of Oakland. Blame the city council. But if you really want to blame somebody, if you want to blame one single person, blame the owner, John Fisher. John Fisher bought the Oakland A's in 2005. They have tripled in revenue. They have tripled in terms of the net worth, in terms of franchise net value. Oakland has. Despite the fact that the Oakland A's have not made it to a World Series during this time, despite the fact that the Oakland A's have not made it to an ALCS during that time, they have made 5 playoff appearances since 2005. And each time the Oakland A's made it to the playoffs, that stadium was sold out. Each time the Oakland Coliseum was hosting a playoff game, the Oakland fans showed up in droves to be there. That's why I don't blame the fans, by the way. There's a reason why I don't blame the fans. Because the fan base is not the problem. John Fisher is purposely doing this. The owner of the Oakland Athletics, John Fisher, has sabotaged the past 2 seasons. He has nearly tripled the prices in tickets. He has doubled the price for parking. He has doubled the prices for food. He has made it near impossible to go to these games. He has driven away season ticket members. He has made the concessions for a season ticket holder near impossible. And according to former season ticket holders, the perks of being a season ticket holder is embarrassing. You get literally nothing as a season ticket holder. So John Fisher is a big part of it. And I really wanted to talk about this just to start out this show, just because I wanted to point out that, yes, the Oakland A's are moving to Las Vegas. And how it happened is that John Fisher made it happen. How it happened was that Rob Manfred, the MLB commissioner, helped John Fisher, the owner of the Oakland Athletics, move to Las Vegas. How it happened is that the city council in Oakland stood on their hands and did nothing. And how it happened is that Oakland was sitting in a 60-year-old ballpark and decided enough is enough. We don't want to play here anymore. So for all people in Las Vegas, I want to say to all of you, I am happy this ballpark is coming. For the people in Las Vegas, I am extremely happy that this is happening. But for the people in Oakland, I feel bad for you. For the fans in Oakland, like my friend Jay, I sympathize with you because this is not your fault. This is not your fault that the Oakland Athletics are moving from Oakland. For all the diehard fans who have put their money and put in their time and effort into it, I feel bad for you. But unfortunately, there was nothing you could do about it. When John Fisher started talking to the Las Vegas about 2 years ago, pretty much the ball was being put into motion. All right, he took that rock and he started at the top of the hill, and he has been pushing that rock down the hill this whole time. So for all the people out there who want to talk about this, yes, this is my view on the Oakland A's moving to Las Vegas. What did MLB want from this? Well, MLB wanted Oakland A's to come here. When is it going to happen? It's going to happen in 2025 because the Oakland Coliseum's lease expires in 2024. Where's it going to happen? It's going to happen at the old Tropicana Casino. It's going to happen at the old Tropicana site here on the Strip in Las Vegas. Who's going to be on that team? I mentioned a few players. I mentioned a few prospects. That farm system, by the way, is going to help Oakland win some games when they get here. Why is it happening? Because of John Fisher and him wanting to leave Oakland. And how did it happen? Because the city of Oakland and their city council did not do enough to keep their team. So as we are talking about sports here on the Sports Angle on PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media, I just wanted to very quickly mention those Oakland A's right now, they're on a weird roller coaster. They won 7 games in a row to begin June. It looked like the Oakland A's were starting to rebound. And when the Oakland A's won those 7 games in a row, they immediately lost 9 of their last 10. It's literally what the Oakland A's do. The Oakland Athletics are known for doing this. Build up a little bit of momentum and then crash all the way down. So as we're getting towards the end of this show, it's only a half-hour show, I want to say to everyone watching around the world, this is the Sports Angle. I'm your host, Ian Rakelli. Follow us on social media at Sports Angle on PR. Follow me at Ian Rakelli18 on Twitter. And follow at PR Connections Radio. They have a bunch of great content on here as well. So I want to say to everyone watching around the world that this is definitely a great show to watch. And I also have a lot of respect to everybody out on PR Connections Radio. So as we're ending the show, this is Sports Angle on PR Connections Radio. I'm your host, Ian Rakelli. And this was another edition of the Sports Angle on PR Connections Radio here on Sports Entertainment Capital of the World, Las Vegas, Nevada, on PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media.